Have you ever looked at a pill bottle and seen that instruction, take every 8 hours, and wondered, why so specific? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible science that makes your medication work. And spoiler alert, timing is absolutely everything.
Right? Feels like a chore sometimes. But that instruction isn't just a random guess. It's actually a super carefully calculated strategy to keep the medicine winning the battle inside your body.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at why just one pill is rarely enough. Then we'll see what happens when the doses start to stack on top of each other. After that, we'll see how your body finds a balance, hitting a plateau, and finally, we'll look at the balancing act doctors perform to get your treatment just right.
Okay, let's start here. When you're trying to treat something that's ongoing, like an infection, a single dose is really just a flash in the pan. It's powerful for a moment, but then it's gone.
So picture this. You take a pill and whoosh, the drug level in your blood shoots up and starts doing its job. But almost immediately, your body recognizes it as something foreign and starts the cleanup process, filtering it out. The level drops, and pretty soon it's too low to have any effect. We need sustained pressure, not just one hit.
And this leads to a really crucial concept called the therapeutic window. Think of it as the Goldilocks zone for medicine. The drug level has to be above the minimum effective concentration, the MEC, to actually work. But it has to stay below the minimum toxic concentration, or MTC, so it doesn't harm you. That sweet spot in the middle, that's the therapeutic window.
So, if a single dose rises and falls, how do we stay inside that therapeutic window? Well, this is where that strict schedule comes into play, thanks to something called the stacking effect.
The leaky bucket is the perfect analogy. Your first dose fills the bucket up, but your body is like a slow leak, constantly draining that bucket. So before it's empty, you take the next dose and top it up again. You're building on what was already there. Now, there's a technical name for this, the principle of superposition. It sounds complicated, but it just means that each new dose simply adds its power on top of whatever medicine is left over from the previous doses. The first dose doesn't change how the second one behaves, they just stack up.
And you can see it happening right here on this graph. See that first peak? That's dose number 1. But look at the second peak. It starts from a higher point. That's because it's launching off of the leftovers from the first dose, which you can see in that little dotted line. By the third dose, it's even higher. That's drug accumulation, live in action.
And if you're a numbers person, this table shows you the math behind the visual. Look at the column for hour 9. The total drug concentration isn't just from dose 3. It's the little bit remaining from dose 1, plus what's left of dose 2, plus the full power of the brand new dose 3. It all adds up.
So you might be thinking, if the drug level keeps stacking and stacking, does it just keep rising forever? Well, thankfully, no. Your body is smart. Eventually, things level off, and you hit a plateau.
And here's why. Your body is always working to clear the drug out. After you've taken a few doses, your system finds an equilibrium. The amount of new drug you're putting in with each pill starts to perfectly match the amount of old drug your body is clearing out. This balance is exactly what we're aiming for.
Let's go back to our graph one more time. Look all the way to the right. See how the peaks and valleys aren't getting any higher or lower? They've settled into a consistent rhythm. The drug level is now just bouncing predictably within a stable range. That is our goal.
This plateau has a name. It's called steady state. And reaching it is the whole point of the medication schedule. It means you have a constant, reliable level of medicine in your body 24/7, keeping you right in the middle of that therapeutic window where it can do its job safely and effectively. Just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the peak after just one dose. But on the right, that's the peak once you've hit steady state. It's so much higher. This shows you just how much the drug has to build up in your system to get to that consistently effective level. It's also why it can sometimes take a few days to feel the full effect of a new medication.
Now here is a super important point. You might think, well, I'll just take a bigger dose to get there faster, but it doesn't work that way. Taking a bigger dose will only make the plateau higher, which could push you into the toxic zone. How fast you reach that steady state is determined by the drug itself, specifically its half-life, which is just a measure of how quickly your body clears it.
Okay, so if this is all so precise, how do doctors and pharmacists actually control it? How do they get you into that perfect steady state? Well, they have two main levers they can pull.
It really comes down to these two things. First, the size of the dose, how much medicine is in each pill. And second, the dosing frequency, how often you take it. By adjusting these two variables, they can custom design a plan to get you and keep you in the therapeutic window. And this visual shows the power of frequency perfectly. On top, the drug is given every 6 hours. You can see the drug level accumulates and stays pretty high. But look at the bottom curve. This is the exact same dose, just spaced out to every 8 hours. The accumulation is lower, and the whole curve is shifted down. Just a 2-hour difference changes everything.
So the next time you look at your prescription, you can see it for what it is. It's not just a suggestion. It's a precise, scientific plan. It's a balancing act, carefully designed to build the drug up in your body, achieve that perfect steady state, and keep you there.
So, knowing all this, it really makes you think, what happens to that beautifully balanced system if you miss a dose? Well, that leak in the bucket keeps going. The level drops, and you risk falling out of the therapeutic window, giving the problem you're fighting a chance to bounce back. It really makes you appreciate that little alarm on your phone, doesn't it?